Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. Today I have a Mercy Tiara challenge. This is October's challenge, so we needed to use this sketch, some White's cardstock, and some mixed media. And then I'm also doing the Paper Issues Let's Party, which just had to be about a party. So this layout is my sister's gender reveal party for her little baby. I told you in the last video I was doing her baby album. So this is not the first page in the album, but it's just the one I was inspired to do first with these challenges. So I'm just getting started by getting all the layers that are in that sketch. Those are scraps from the We Are Memory Keepers It Factor 12x12 pad. I definitely wanted to use yellow because yellow was, you know, the kind of general gender neutral color. And so what we did for the gender reveal is she had a canvas with pins poking through it, and they popped water balloons on it that was filled with paint. So most of them were yellow paint, and then once it got to the gender reveal balloon, it was going to be filled with either blue or pink. So you can see her hands are covered in blue ink. So she is having a boy, or she did have a boy by now. His name is Bennett. So the sketch has this big wonky frame in it, so I'm just cutting that out. So these are the base layers for that sketch. I wanted to make sure I got that out of the way so I could play with the mixed media. And I knew right away when I knew I was using this picture for this challenge that I wanted to really capture the gender reveal aspect with the paint, basically. So you'll see me do that in just a minute once I get these layers put down. And that's just some Bazzil white cardstock. It's not the marshmallow that's pre-treated. I don't do any gesso or anything like that. But I'm using acrylic paint, which usually, unless you're just really heavy-handed with it, won't warp the paper too badly, so I wasn't worried about it. I had this idea that I wanted the paint to just drip from the top of the page down it. So initially when I tried it, the paint was too thick, so I had to add some water. So there was a little bit of trial and error. Oh my goodness, to get the right consistency. But I just used a pipette and some water with the paint to figure out what was best. So I started out with slightly thicker version so it could be darker and I could have more control over how far down the page it went, because initially when I was practicing I made it too thin and it just ran all the way down the page and it was just streaks, which looked cool, but it wasn't the effect I was going for, so I made it a little thicker for this. So I knew I just wanted ink across the entire top, and then I just wanted it to drip down the page and have more of it dripping farther down the page on the right side. So this was a lot of fun, but I did have to practice quite a few times before I got it right. So, but I waited for that to dry, and then I did go back and add some water back to that paint to add a lighter shade of that same blue. Right now I'm thinking I'm done, but I'm just not. It's just not enough. So I went back and added more. So I'm just mixing that water in. This is a really fun technique to try. I'd never seen it before and I wasn't really sure how it was going to work, but I'm happy with how it turned out. I thought that was cool because it added more color, more blue, but in a different shade, so it really added some interest. She ended up taking that canvas that they put the paint on and writing his name on it in blue, so that's over his bed right now, which is super cute. And that's just some Bella Boulevard wonky puffy alphas that I'm using for the title. Acrylic paint dries pretty quickly, but I was getting impatient, so I just finished it off with my heat gun. There we go. So I'm trying to copy the sketch pretty literally. Sometimes I feel like sticking to the sketch, and then other times I just use it as a starting point and then go off into left field on some other direction. But I feel like with sketches you can do it that way. They're supposed to be a tool to help you, so however you want to interpret them. But this was a good one because it was really open to interpretation. It had a lot of interesting starter layers to start with, but there was room to change it if you wanted to. But now I'm just wanting to embellish, so I'm pulling out some of those Recollection star brads. I have yellow and blue ones. I wasn't sure which ones I was going to use. And then I pulled out some wood veneer just because I knew I wanted that blue paint somewhere else, so I figured I could paint the wood veneer that blue and then it would match. And then I just have some enamel dots. So that sketch, you can see I just doodled it out on that pad. Since I used my phone to record, I didn't have it in front of me, so I didn't want to forget what the sketch looked like. But the arrows are up in the top corner of that frame. I ended up moving them down to the bottom to add some balance, just because I didn't have any blue really on the bottom of the page, especially in that bottom left corner. So I feel like moving those blue arrows down to the bottom corner instead of the top really helps with that. And then I wanted the blue one other area too, so I ended up painting that camera as well. Acrylic paints are pretty forgiving. You don't need fancy acrylic paints for this type of thing. But for those of you who do like specifics on my products, that's just a DecoArt blue. It's called True Blue, and it's just a cheap acrylic paint. I'm just getting those glued down. And then it was really bothering me. This alpha does not have an exclamation point in it. And it was really bothering me because this is a party, this is an exciting announcement. We were all super stoked that she was having a boy. And there wasn't an exclamation in the title, so I made one out of an I, or maybe it was an L, I don't know, but I needed an exclamation, so I just made one. And then I decided to go with the yellow stars, just because it was over the blue and I already had blue arrows and camera, so I figured I could use the yellow stars to bring in more of that yellow. And then those are just some freckled fawn enamel dots that I decided to sprinkle as well. And then to finish it off, I'm just adding some of that Recollections blue star washi on top and bottom of those layers. I think after that I am done. With all of these baby album pictures, I might go back and add more here or there, especially at the end, just to add some cohesiveness, but I'm happy with how this is for now. And then I did want to announce I have my giveaway. It is live, it is this video, so make sure you are a subscriber and you comment in the description, and then I will randomly select somebody to send a little prize thank you thing to. You guys are awesome. I can't believe that. I mean, 100 subscribers isn't really a lot for YouTube, and I know I don't do this for the follows or the likes or the subscribers, but just that love is awesome, especially when it's unexpected. This community is just amazing. You guys are always so sweet, so I just wanted to thank you. So just make sure you are a subscriber if you want to play along. Just comment anything in this video, and I'll give it a week before I draw the subscribers or the winner. It might be a little longer. Next weekend I have a camping trip, so it'll be when I get back from that. But yeah, keep a lookout for that in a few. I have another video, so it won't be that one, but in a few videos coming up I will announce the winner. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Bye.